way through. I might explain a song or two, but the one song I always explain is the song, if you look on your menus, is Let Nas Down. And I'm trying to figure out how to explain this song in like a record time. Those that know my story know that I got my deal, and there's a whole story I can give you before the deal. But I got my deal in 2009. Signed to Jay-Z, that's a dream come true. I could have never even imagined about, doing that. I put out a mixtape called The Warm Up, June of 2009, June 15, 2009. That mixtape got me immediately massive amounts of fans and critical acclaim, like from these fans. It's a classic in our circle. Fast forward to that fall, I'm in the studio with No ID. I'm in the studio like, damn, I'm in the studio with No ID. Like and this guy became a real mentor to me, you know what I mean? Like somebody I really respect. I'm also on tour with Jay-Z that fall. I'm also starting to do real interviews now because I have a fan base with The Warm Up. People are like, oh, so how's the album going? I'm like, yo, man, with No ID, I'll be done by December. Like, the joints we doing is crazy. However, there was one thing that I didn't think about, which was a single. And it was for the first time I kept getting the question of like, because you got to understand the label's perspective. Nobody's wrong in this story. The label's looking at it like they usually sign an artist, and when they ready, they put out a single, and then the world talks about them. This was the first time in like music history that they had an artist that people was coming to them about. They didn't do anything. They didn't press no buttons. People was like, yo, what's up with that J. Cole? When you gonna put out this kid J. Cole? I'm feeling that J. Cole. And they like, yo, we ain't even did shit. And people talking about J. Cole. Yo, J. Cole, where's the single? That's what the label's saying to me, that we can work. So I'm like, shit, I don't really know. And I just happened to make this song called Who Dat, and I was like, here, this shit sounds like a single to me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's up tempo, I'm rapping hard, the hook was catchy, who that. I get him Who Dat. I work Who Dat. This is the first time I got on the road with all the radio reps and went and worked this song at radio. And I learned very quickly working Who Dat that it had no chance at radio. Why? Because you guys don't know this because you're just fans and you're just people that enjoy music. But the way radio works is everything is research driven. As a programming director in the 90s, I could play Redman if I want to play Redman because I'm a hip hop fan and that's what I think my fans want to hear, the people that listen to my radio station. In the 2000s, or whatever this decade we in now is called, you can't do that because as a program director, I got a boss who now has the research tools to figure out if Redman is even connecting with the people. And there's real research. They call people that listen to the station and they play 7 seconds or 12 seconds of your song, and the person at home dials 1 or 2 if they like it. Do you like this song? And you hear 7 seconds, and they say yes or they say no. When Who Dat was out going up against I Can Make Your Bed Right, I Can Make Your Bed, or man, you my everything, you all I ever wanted, we can do it real big, bigger than you think, who that? You think that was gonna appeal to? No. So I had program directors telling me, yo kid, I really like you, you're humble, I really like the way you walked in here, just you didn't have the chain on, like, basically I like how you look broke, you know what I'm saying? I really like you kid, there's something special about you. But, let me tell you why I can't play your record. So I learned that real quick, like, oh my God, shit, Who Dat never had a chance. So I get that and I shake it off and I'm learning. This whole thing was a learning process for me. So I'm going into the album now, still making the music that I love and I want to make and having fun and learning and growing. So now, to answer the label's question of what's the single, Who Dat dies out, of course. They took it the way they could. Thank you, Columbia. But now it's like, I've got nothing in the marketplace. The first song I ever did that I was like, this is what they need. This is the perfect balance. It was this song called Higher that I did. And I made that I made it at the crib, recorded it at Rock the Mic. And it was the first song that I ever did. You gotta understand how big of a Jay-Z fan I am and how small I am in my mind. You know, in comparison to Jay-Z we talking about. This is the first time that I ever made a song that was like, yo, I'm about to go play this for Jay-Z. Like, I got it. Yo, I got the one. Like, he gonna love this. Like, this is the one. So I text Jay-Z with a real confident text. I try to put my best confidence on the text. And I went to see him the next day. And we was in the studio up at Rock Nation, not the studio, the office. And I pressed play on the song, and I had my arms folded. I was trying to do my best confidence look. And I was bobbing my head, looking at him like, yeah, nigga. And he was looking back at me like, woo, like, yeah, I'm fucking with this. As soon as he heard the melody, he know how the game work. He's like, yeah, nigga, melody, nigga, yes, more. So he was fucking with it. But it was not the reaction that I wanted. The reaction that I wanted was like, we got it, nigga, let's go. He didn't give me that. He gave me like, Ty was in the he was like, yo, like niggas don't really say that line, you should change that line. Which he was right. But it wasn't what I wanted. And I'm the type of person that if I don't get what I want from you, I don't even want to talk about it no more. I just want to go do something else that's going to give you the reaction that I want. So it was cool. I just left, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to come back with some other shit. The next song I did, maybe about a month and some change later, I did this song called Blow Up. And I was like, yo, this is it. This is so it. I got the claps, I got the la. I learned radio already. I already knew how to play the game. I had the big hook, you know what I mean? This is a song for my hater. I gave a melody, and I was still rapping and getting my point across, you know what I mean? Making social commentary, all that. So I did that song. I worked on that song for 3 or 4 days. And I told all my niggas, we was in the studio, I had live musicians on the song, I told all my niggas, this is the one. Hit Jay, even more confidence, like, yo, nigga, I got it. I got the one. He was like, bring it to me now. He was mad excited, you know what I mean? So I went to see him. This is in Soho. He was eating dinner. He came down. I don't know if y'all remember this when he was driving the Jeep around New York City for no reason, just stunting on niggas. Like, yeah, I can drive a Jeep too. So he had a Jeep outside, and we get in the Jeep, and I hand him my headphones, and he's listening to the song, and I'm over here like, Lord, please. This nigga's reaction on that song was like, whew, whew. He had headphones on, just like y'all tonight, so he wasn't aware of the sounds he was making. He was like, oh. Then he took off his headphones, and he was like, he took off one headphone, and he was like, I think you got it. And he put it back on and kept rocking. So I'm like, oh, shit. Yo, we good. Like, yo, I told y'all niggas this was the one, right? I get it. So we party that night. We like celebrate. You know what I mean? You got to understand, it's been a year since the warm-up came out. At least a year and a few months. I get a text the next day from Jay-Z, and it's like, yo, I think the record's a 9.5. I think you got a 10. I was like, oh, nigga, come on, man. You can't be fucking serious. But in retrospect, hey, he was right. But I was still like, damn, I thought we had it. It's cool. The type of nigga I am, it's not that one, I'm gonna get it. It's another one. Don't worry about it. Like, I feed off of rejection. Like, I feed off of that shit. So, a month, 2 months later, I got this record, and I had been praying for this record. I promise you, from a year before that, when I was on tour with Jay, and y'all gotta understand the school that I come from. I'm just a rapper's rapper. I study all these niggas, but never had I seen the show aspect. Like, we in an arena, I'm on tour with Jay-Z. I watch his show every night on the side of that stage. Every night. It wasn't a night that went by that I didn't watch his show. Same set. I learned the nigga mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? I learned everything he was gonna say. But I used to see him do Big Pimpin', and I used to be like, oh my God. Like, yo, I want one of these bad. Like, the way that moved the crowd every night, they had their t-shirts up in the air. Like, I wanted one so bad. So it just so happened after Blow Up a month later, I was in the studio out with No ID in LA, and he got this guy he put me on called Brian Kidd. Brian Kidd, I go in his studio. I've been trying to get beats from him because No ID told me how ill he was, and I heard some shit. I finally walk in the studio. He plays me 2, 3 beats. One was Can't Get Enough. I was like, oh, give me that one right there. That's the one. Wrote the shit, did a little reference. Wrote the song on a plane ride home back to New York. When I got to New York, I recorded that shit in the crib, a little reference version. Next thing you know, I got Can't Get Enough. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna throw Trey Songz on this. I already had it. I hit Jay-Z. Yo. I got it. Like, for real this time. Like, this is the fucking one, nigga. I promise you. He was like, yo, bring it to me, please. Let's go. You gotta understand, Jay-Z wanna go just as bad as I do. So I bring him the song. I go, this nigga's the only one. It's at a restaurant. I walk in a restaurant expecting to see people. He's the only nigga in the restaurant with a napkin on his shirt. On some mob shit. I'm like, where the fuck am I at? Just on some boss shit. So I just come through, sit down, hand him my headphones again. This nigga put on the headphones, and I'm like, I ain't really got no words this time. I just press play, nigga. I'm trying to still give him my confidence swag. So I press play, and this nigga's like, bouncing. The nigga's like this. It's like, yo, I'm not saying this is the one. Because he learned his lesson. I'm not saying this is the one. But it's exactly what I was talking about. So I was like, oh shit, we out of here. Like, nigga, this is the one. Long story short, this is where I learned you gotta strike. In this industry, you gotta strike while the iron's hot. If a nigga's feeling something, you gotta go with it. I had Trey Songz sing the hook, but I was like, nah, I want him to rap it. I really pictured Trey Songz rapping that hook. I should have just shut the fuck up and just let him sing the hook how it originally was. Because once I told Jay what I saw, he was like, nah, I think it loses his hit potential like that. And the Christmas break was coming. And if y'all know the industry, it shuts down right around like after Thanksgiving, it's a wrap. And we was hitting that time period. Jay kind of lost steam on the joint. I ain't strike while the iron's hot. So now I'm fucked. I'm a year and a half out from warm-up with no album to my name. I've been doing interviews for a year about my album. So I'm like, fuck it, man. I got to use drastic measures. And we dropped Friday Night Lights, where I put a lot of songs that I recorded for the album on that mixtape. Because off of self-preservation, I had to. I was looking crazy. So I dropped that mixtape. I now got a buzz that has spilled past underground. It's to the real people now. Like, yo, what you know about J. Cole? It's really to the world now. However, I don't have a single. And the next 6 months of my life was like literally hell, which is what this album kind of is about. Going through hell, trying to make it to heaven. Going through a depression, trying to make it to happiness. You know what I mean? And this is a large part of it. Next 6 months of my life, I was making some of the worst, most uninspired music of my life. Up until this point, it's all been a journey and fun. After that, every beat I was making for the next however many months it was, imagine as an artist, and you gotta understand, I start from the beginning. I don't just find a beat and rap on it. I have to make the beat, then like the beat enough to rap on it. So imagine every beat you make, you like, damn, is this a hit kick drum? Is this a hit snare drum? Is this a hit drum pattern? And then once I make that, like, is this a hit? Is this a catchy enough line? I was making songs like that. And I got a few, like, great songs through that time period because I don't think I'm capable, like, I have too much knowledge. I don't think I'm capable of making just a terrible song. But it was uninspired music that was trying to be something. But throughout all of that, towards the end of all that, there was a diamond in the rough. There was like a shining moment for me. One night I was in this hotel room after a show, and I was listening to College Dropout, as I do. And on the worst song on that album, which is my favorite album, so I'm not dissing, but on the worst song on that album, Workout Plan, I heard this shit that I had been hearing for like however many years, 8 years now, but I heard it different as a producer. Like, oh shit, did I just hear that nigga go, I want to see you work out for me. Do, 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 do. My producer mind instantly was like, oh shit, no, I already know what I'm gonna do. Ran, grabbed my laptop, looped it up, made a rough version of the beat right there in the hotel room. By the time I got back to New York, a few days later, I had Workout. When I want y'all to know this, when I made Workout, you never seen a nigga so happy. I knew from driving around to these radio stations, this was it. I beat the game. I used every single thing that I learned along the way to beat y'all niggas. I knew it. I knew that this wasn't gonna be a record that was gonna like instantly blow up like a Drake joint that just go straight to the top of the charts. But I knew it was gonna be a slow burner, like Slow Jams when it came out. Like if you're a Kanye fan, you know it's like it took time for that shit to catch on. I knew Workout was gonna be like that, but I knew once it caught,